1. We're live. Welcome back, people. Welcome back to the Abs Fitness Experience. We are here with Joey P.
That's me. What's up,
and he
baby?
does own his own business. We're going to talk about business ownership today. Also, kind of going over some tips and tricks, and maybe we'll get into some cold tank talk.
Sure. Definitely.
Some Wim Hof talk, some craziness. We'll start the day with a quote. Anybody have a quote about business? Joey, I'm one off the head.
Man, no quotes prepared today, man.
No quotes.
Oh my goodness.
Ab, you have anything for us?
Nothing like that I'm taking from somebody else, but maybe something just from experience. There's never going to be a perfect time to start your business. You could build on that. There's never going to be a perfect
There's
time.
no perfect time.
I was thinking about that because of the twins.
This is kind of like what we talked about, execution. You just have to execute and you kind of learn along the way. Yeah, you're going to make mistakes in business for sure.
Because when I look back on our
100%.
business and like our entrepreneurship every year, I'm like, damn, I wish I would have done that last year. And I'm like, well, I just know I would have known because with that year became that experience, and with that experience became, the thing I added, to the business to make it better. But you're going to learn that every year. So you can't be disappointed when you're like, oh, I wish I would have known that in the beginning, because you're going to not always have all the answers.
And sometimes there's, entrepreneurs that are just in the wrong business, which is, you hate to see it. Like, they're good. They have a lot of good ideas, but you're really just fighting a battle where you just have to, like Mr. Wonderful would say, if you guys knew who that is.
We know who it is.
Yeah, he would say, go behind the barn and shoot it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
That idea.
Take that thing out back and shoot it in the fucking head.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
done. Kill it.
Yeah.
And I do agree with that, too. Sometimes you do have to cut your losses and you have to, chalk it up and move on. Like, we're doing this right now with this podcast. We don't really know what we're doing.
Right.
We're just talking in these microphones.
And Abby made
I bought these cameras.
Yeah.
We just set it up and we just go. I learn along the way. I put cool little things at the bottom of the screen now. We got shit in the background. It took a while to build.
With that being
we built
said,
it.
I think it's important to know kind of what your intention is with it, because there's going to be times that you do stuff for your business. Like, I think I finally got to a place where before I used to be obsessive about the Instagram, and now I'm just I just post and I get the fuck off, bro. I get off. I don't spend time scrolling. I don't spend time looking to see who's viewing. I don't see the insights. Why? Because I don't give a fuck. Because either you look or you don't. But either way, I'm putting the information out there for you guys to view. And it's more so about, just putting content out so that we can bring more audience in, but also just for current clients. So, you know what? Cool. If we get more people on the way, awesome. But, this isn't going to make or break us, right? And with the podcast, same thing. It's about putting information out there. If it doesn't, I think Justin and I finally got to a place where it's if it doesn't become this, huge podcast where, I know we're not going to be Joe Rogan, that's okay.
I'll steal his name, though.
Yeah, I'm okay with it just being this, but it's okay. It's about knowing what you want and what you're okay with, how much growth you want.
I also like doing it too. I like all the technology behind it. I have to run this whole thing.
Mostly about. It's just you have to like doing it. Well,
in order to keep doing it, you kind of have to like doing it. Kind of like a diet, right?
Or
if
just
you
be
don't like
disciplined.
a diet,
Yeah.
you're not going to stick with it forever. That's for fucking sure. We know that.
Right.
So it's like anything with, especially in business. If you don't like what you're doing, you're probably not going to do it long term. To be honest.
Yeah.
100%.
Good point. And if you don't like doing a certain job in your business, definitely hiring it out. For sure, that's a good Mr. Beast.
There will be a lot of jobs too. If you do develop a business that you won't like doing.
Right.
He is right.
Oh my gosh.
You'll find that maybe the industry that you're interested in, you get into it, and then you don't like all the back end shit.
Or I'm gonna give you a different
work.
perspective. You hire somebody out, you realize they're not giving this the best version of you, or they're not representing your reputation, your company in the best way, and so you realize now, was the growth really worth it? Right? Because I think we see this with other companies, corporations, when they get bigger and bigger, there's no stopping it. Right? And Justin and I got to a point where we were kind of looking at growth and we're okay, we're okay with this, right? And we have a restructure plan, if it's just us two again, because what people really don't know much about us, because we don't talk about it often, is we never planned on having any other trainers. We never planned on having any other trainers. It was just the two of us, and that was okay, and we were okay with that.
We started in a smaller gym, way smaller gym, and then we met Alejandro.
Right.
Then the COVID hit. A lot of things happened. A lot of things changed. We changed buildings, but we adapted as things happened.
And then we
do
took
you
Phil
guys
on.
do you guys plan on getting bigger?
No.
So we're at a controlled growth right now with I'm content with where we're at. I don't want to overgrow, and I do find with a lot of gyms that's kind of what I've seen in the industry is I don't want a big box gym. I want a personal training gym that helps clients achieve their actual goals.
Okay.
Which a gym is not focused on that. They're focused on how much money they can make. I'm not really focused on the revenue. Like, yeah, we make money, but it's not all about the money.
Right. I mean,
for
if
us,
you're
you know
making
what I
enough
mean?
money to pay your bills
Yeah.
and you get to do what you love, like that is a big.
That's where
W.
we're at. That's where we're at, and that's like what I want to ask you about as well. Is like a couple of questions. Like, when did you start your business? And like, how did the COVID affect it?
Okay.
And if it did at all.
So, man, I've been in business. You know, my parents raised me selling flowers on a street corner.
Let's go.
So I've been, you know, hustling and bustling since a baby.
Yeah.
And when I was a teenager, I started doing flea markets. Like
Nice.
just taking phone cases or whatever was hot at the time. Like even we sold fake shit too.
Yeah, of course
Like
you did.
Disney movies, Beats by Dr. Bay, we called them, but
Oh,
they were Beats by
my
Dr.
Bay.
Dre.
Yeah.
Right. So and we were selling that stuff on eBay and Amazon too. This
Yeah.
was like, this is when Amazon first was popping, right? Not even popping yet. So we got banned from eBay, we got banned from Amazon, and banned from PayPal.
Okay.
For life.
Yeah.
So
life.
shout out, yeah.
Lifers. That's pretty dope.
So that was an experience, you know, selling stuff online and then doing flea markets and fairs and that kind of, you know, every year we learn stuff. Like Abby was saying, like every year you don't know,
Yeah.
even if stuff's going bad, you're preparing yourself for something, or at least you hope you are. And then, so
Yeah, that's true.
I actually got out of business for a little while because it was so many years, like, you know, 8 years
Of just
plus
grinding.
of just grinding
Yeah.
and not ever really getting to that next level of like, whoa, I have a ton of money in the bank and
Yeah.
I don't have to grind myself.
Yeah.
So I went into mortgages. Mortgages was kind of like your own business because you were just a salesperson, kind of came and go as you please, and just you could earn, you know, based off of what you work. So if you
Yeah.
work really hard, you can. So I was making like $30,000 a month when COVID hit
Yeah.
because rates went super low. So I was
Okay.
like, oh, it's fucking awesome, right? And I got burnt out, like working 12, 13-hour days every single day.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
Overworking.
and never being appreciated for it. Like they would
Oh,
just,
yeah.
they would
Yeah,
just,
you're good.
you know, be like, we need more, we want more, yada yada. So I couldn't take it anymore. Rates started going up, and my friend in South Carolina was selling golf carts. I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna go to South Carolina. I'm gonna pick up some golf carts and see what happens. Right?
Fuck yeah.
I live in Florida, so that's what I did.
Just throw yourself in the mix.
Yeah, I picked up 2 golf carts. Didn't know anything about a golf cart. Didn't even know they were super popular down here.
Yeah.
Brought them back, took some badass photos, put them on Marketplace, and sold them like really fast, right? And I'm like, shit, someone just paid me like $12,000 for a golf cart, like that.
Yeah. You're like,
what?
holy shit, that's money I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, like this is awesome. So then it progressed to picking up 4 at a time, to tractor trailer loads showing up
Yeah.
in our neighborhood, right?
That's cool.
So the HOA is getting pissed because I have
Yeah.
semis coming in.
Yeah.
with-
New problems that
you know.
developed as you
Yeah.
developed your business,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
always happen.
and then
And-
you know grew into a bigger place, and now we're like probably one of the biggest golf cart dealers in Florida.
Yeah, that's
which
sick.
is crazy. Within a year.
So you just deal golf carts. Are you customizing them? Is it all just like, is
So-
it like you're buying them used, selling them used, or is it like brand new shit?
Brand new shit.
Okay, that's
Brand
pretty
new
dope.
shit.
That's awesome.
People, the cool thing about our website is you can custom build your golf cart, and it just will come to your
Yeah.
door. Like you can just go on our website, order
hear
the golf
this.
cart you want.
What is the website, sir?
5stargolfcarts.com.
There you go.
5-star golf carts. You can, you know, you don't need to talk to anybody. We try to make
Yeah.
it, you know,
That's
as
cool.
little human interaction as possible. That's what people seem to like. They don't really want to
Yeah.
talk to people. If you want to talk to someone, we'll call you right away. But
Cool.
you know, that's a big thing. Is like, you know, where do you want to go in business? Do you want to grow? And like for me, I definitely want to just
Yeah.
do it just to push myself.
Well, you want to push it, yeah,
I
which
wanna
is
push
cool.
it to its limit, right?
And so how long have you been in? So you said since COVID hit. So you started this business.
I started this
recently.
one out of COVID. Yeah, so like this was like February of 2022.
Yeah,
And
that's super
from
dope.
February of 2022, picking up 2 golf carts till today, we've sold tens of millions of dollars worth of golf carts.
Which is wild.
And we are just blowing up.
Yeah.
And I think the way that we're going to get from tens of millions of dollars to hundreds of millions of dollars is becoming a brand.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that from
That's super
several other
cool, man.
people too. Is you need to build a brand, and that there's a lot to that, right? You
Yep.
like just building like just a golf cart body. To make a golf cart body costs millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Between the molds, the design work, and all that.
Well, it's like a
stuff.
car, right? You have to have all the shit
Yeah.
behind it to
Yeah.
make it happen.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it doesn't happen. It's a piece
Right.
of shit.
And if you're going to sell something, I think you should definitely sell the best of the best. Like,
Now, are you guys selling electric golf carts or gas powered?
yeah, only electric.
Only
Seems like
E's.
that's
You hear this?
seems like
Only
that's
electric, of
the
course.
new wave, right?
Yeah. Nah, that's cool, dude.
Yeah. Electric's where it's at. I don't know if you guys have ever driven electric cars, but they are pretty badass.
I've never ever been in an electric car, but I have an electric bike. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool.
It's a pedal bike, but
for sure.
it goes 20 miles an hour. It's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Dude, that's awesome. So you've only been in business for like a year.
Right. We've done big
That's
numbers
sick,
at fairs and festivals when we were teenagers, right? Like we were the first people, me and Jake, who also works out here, by the way.
Aha! Shout out.
Yeah,
to
shout out to
Fitness.
Jake.
And Jake.
We were the first people to sell tempered glass screen protectors, if you guys know.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I have one right
So-
here. It's broken.
Yeah.
You got them for sale, dog, or what?
We were selling those for like $40 a pop, buying them for like $1.80, right?
Oh my
Custom
god.
packaging, our own brand, right? We call it
Man.
Impact Glass.
Dang, Daniel.
And it was pretty fun
That's sick,
too.
yeah.
We put little hidden penises in the
course you
packaging
did.
because that was like our trademark. We just like designed that in there, so we knew something. So anyway, but
Joey special.
That's
we
funny.
were going into a fair. We had no idea like if we were gonna do good or not. The spot was like $4,000, right? And we're high school kids. We're just like freaking out. We're like, oh, this is $4,000. Like,
oh,
we got
shit,
17 days, hotels. We got to hire 2 people.
Yeah.
Like when we get there, right?
That's cool, man.
And so we did that. We ended up doing $67,000 over the course of 17 days. And,
Damn, you hear this?
yeah.
And that, what were you guys selling there? Was it the golf carts?
No, the tempered glass.
Oh, the tempered glass.
with
that's right.
penises inside.
Oh, the penis
Yeah.
glass.
So that was pretty cool, right? We experienced lots of money pretty early on, and so I think I'm good with dealing with money and having money.
Well, I was going to ask, how did you guys
Important.
handle that at such a young age?
Yeah,
Like $67K in 17 days for 18. What were you guys, like 19?
Yeah, 16, 17, 18.
I probably would have lost my mind.
Well, for that not to ruin your friendship, for one,
Yeah.
pretty big.
And you guys are still friends. And you guys still work together, it seems.
So I think people definitely get lucky in life, and I got lucky with Jake.
Dude,
right?
that's cool, man.
We just meshed really well. We had a very clear vision of every dollar gets reinvested, and
I love it.
and then we took some big blows, at
Yeah,
like doing
of course.
mall carts, like those people who sit at the kiosks.
Yeah.
We tried selling bamboo pillows later that year.
Yeah.
I've seen that, and that went terrible. So we lost everything, and just kept restarting and reinventing the wheel. But now we have something that's way more legitimate,
Yep.
and that stuff really prepared us for this.
So you think this is long term, the golf cart, obviously. This is
Think
like
so.
the way it's going.
Fingers crossed. You never know.
Do you see most of your sales are in Florida, or is it Florida only?
No, most in Florida, but
Yeah.
we haven't really advertised outside of Florida. But this year we will be advertising pretty heavily.
What is your influx in the villages?
Oh, not big. Very
Not
surprising.
big.
Yeah, like
Yo, we gotta put them on, dude.
That's a good point. Sometimes
Yeah.
you could research something like, oh, where are the most golf carts, in Florida? Like, that's where you need to be selling. But it's
Dude, the
not.
villages is insane, bro.
Yes, there's-
My grandmother lived there, and the fucking amount of golf carts there is wild. So maybe you should go. I'm not telling you what you do, but that would probably be a really good place to market.
That's what you would think.
your
That's
shit.
what we thought.
Yeah,
We
no.
do market there. And
They
it's
already
not-
have 'em.
There's people who have the lockdown on certain areas.
Oh, the mob.
Like, it's,
yeah.
it's very like,
The cart mob.
hey, Jimmy, I bought this golf cart
Yeah.
from Tony. Tony's down the
Yeah.
street. You got to
Okay.
believe me. He's my guy, like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
we're getting more and more customers in the villages. But I'd say that's a good point too. Is like just because you research something, there's a lot of golf carts somewhere, doesn't mean you can't sell 1 million golf carts in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Like, because maybe there's no
'Cause
one
you-
advertising there.
But do you guys sell in other states or no?
Yeah, anywhere.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll ship
So
it.
you can ship it there.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
I just-
So we get a free golf cart for today or what?
yeah, I can put it in That'd be cool. I'll give you a
The
6-passenger.
Absmobile. That'd be fucking sick.
We can wrap it.
Yeah, what is the biggest golf cart you have? The 6-passenger? That's
6-passenger, yeah.
insane.
It's
Yeah.
a big cart.
Yeah. Now, how long do they stay charged for?
Oh wow, long time. Like
Like 100 miles?
No, like 40 miles.
That's still good, though.
It's still good.
For a big cart like
for
that.
a golf cart. Like,
Yeah.
what are you really doing for the day on a golf cart?
Not
Yeah.
much. Just
So
driving
here's
around.
the real question.
Mhm.
Being that you are single,
Yeah.
how do you find that giving all this information out makes it harder for you to find someone more genuine?
So I don't really share this information with anybody.
Right.
Like,
But now you have.
Well, now the world knows, Joey.
So-
Not even-
All 46 subscribers.
Right.
Not even-
312.
Not even my
312.
close friends, because you have to be careful with,
Yep.
or even family,
You
right?
do.
I can't talk numbers really with family. I mean, now I'm not afraid anymore. I used to be super afraid of talking numbers with family,
Yeah.
like even a year ago. But now I'm not afraid to say no when people ask me for money. So that's a big thing too. Is
Yeah.
like when you experience a lot of money, you
yeah.
can't let it change you. And I also think people who do well when they get rich are the people who are the same the whole way to the bottom. And
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're happy with $0, just like with your friends hanging out.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like it's not about the money, right? It's about the journey.
Definitely
It's
about,
about
the journey.
doing it, like the high you
But
get.
the money's
from-
pretty nice.
Oh, the money's nice because
Yeah.
you can get cool things, right? But the journey is where it's at, and it's the adrenaline you get from the journey alone. and the problems and the fires you have to put out daily, which we
Here's
talked
something a little bit separate that we can speak on. Oh, my mic is all limp again here. Okay, is that when you will one day find your woman, but when you are with someone that truly does complete your life, it does change your mindset of entrepreneurs, and I think that's kind of where we're at, where it's like. Justin and I are very open about the fact that we went to marriage and family counseling. We still do to just, make sure our communication is good, make sure we're not, continuing on generational patterns that, stem from our families and such. So we can be the best parents that we can be before having a child. But when you have that completeness, you're right. You definitely don't care about money. It's like, it's cool if I have it and it's cool if I don't, because none of these things mean anything. At the end of the day, being with him is what means the most. It's being able to be with him every single day and work together and have this insane bond that the average person doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Running a business together, and then not only that, but creating a product that wasn't already built, but creating something that from the ground zero, and not having any numbers to
with
compare.
someone you love.
With someone you love.
it's a really interesting journey for sure, and it's, in my opinion, it's a big need if you are trying to start something to have some sort of partner, right? Like you had Jake,
yeah,
right?
like Jake.
Like
Right.
Jake is
He's my guy.
He's
if I
your
find
guy.
a woman version of Jake, that's,
There you
that's
go.
a game over. I'm
yeah,
marrying
but
girl.
that was your guy, and that's like how you guys built the business was together. It wasn't like by yourself, and
Right.
I think it would be very, very difficult to do anything on your own large scale.
Almost
Like,
impossible. It would
literally
be
impossible.
yeah.
You need people. You need other.
And it's
humans
got to
now,
be
for
someone
sure.
stable and someone that you know what they're capable of. You know
Yeah.
their patterns, and they have to be.
That's
predictable.
our Alejandro. We got our guy right there. That's the homie. He's been with us since we opened this gym. He helped us move into this gym, which sucked ass.
Yeah.
That
you
was
don't
a
remember.
long day.
I'm
That
sure
was
we
fun.
remember. We have a video of it too.
Yeah.
But he's been here since the other gym, and he's helped a lot along the journey. Like,
Yeah.
man, can't thank you enough.
I appreciate it. I love this process,
Yeah.
Like, it's just fun. It's super
Dude,
fun
it's great.
and engaging.
And here we are doing a podcast now. Like, this was never in the cards when we had the other gym.
And he's seen us
At all.
evolve as a couple as well. So I think when we
Yeah.
speak on this, he can probably attest to that. Like
Yeah.
we definitely have evolved. When we added more, the stress was just so much. For me, I can't speak on for you, but the stress was like
Oh, there's stress.
I wanted to
Plenty.
numb myself and escape every single night. And that's it wouldn't matter if it was this business or another business. I know what it feels like when you're have so much on your plate, and like I said, even if you outsource it, right, then you have to worry about if someone's going to keep it exactly like you said to me the other day. If I wasn't here and this was all men running this gym, how do you think it would be going?
Yeah.
Right? It was just
It'd
so
be
you
a
have
little
to-
dirtier.
Yeah,
It
it'd be
probably
a
would
lot
smell a little
dirtier.
bit more.
Yeah.
And there'd be a lot of other problems.
You also
Correct.
have to learn to let go of control too.
Yeah,
That's a good
100%.
Yeah.
You do.
It's letting go. That's a big step. But finding the right
Yeah.
person. So it's a mix of that, of letting go of control and knowing, I think I heard someone say, who's super successful, they said you have to learn to let go of control, and if you hire 2 people, they're gonna do 70% of what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
you can't hire expecting them
Yeah.
to do what you do.
Yeah,
Right.
because they don't own it.
They don't own it. They don't have the emotion attached to it. They don't care as much as you do because you own the fucking thing.
Right. No one's ever gonna care.
Yeah, no one's gonna want your dream.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to let go of that 30% just to
Yep.
be able to do whatever else you want. Maybe
Well,
go
you have to have
business
your mental
runs,
sanity,
yeah,
bro.
for sure.
Like, you can't just 24/7, 365. Like, you will grind yourself to the ground, and that is true. Like, I think grinding is great and all, but you can't overdo it.
Mm-hmm.
You will fucking die.
Yeah.
Stress kills.
I
It's
do
like the
take
number one
Sundays
killer
off,
in the
you know,
fucking
so.
in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you do your fucking cold tubs too now.
Yeah.
Which also helps with stress, anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
also metabolism as well.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on the cold tub?
Okay, so
And how often?
after doing it for about 60 days, I would say I'm much calmer, and I realized that I'm a lot calmer in a lot of different situations where I wouldn't be as calm, which is crazy. So so you're definitely calmer. I don't do it on Sundays because I don't think you should ever do something
On the Lord's Day.
full. I don't know a good word like
24/7, 365.
Yeah.
Something too good of like if you drink too much water, you can die.
Right.
But it's really good.
Because I want to do it
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Oh, for sure.
Like it's hard for me not to go in today.
Yeah.
Because I feel
You're
different.
addicted now,
By the end
yeah.
of today, I will be very agitated because I haven't gone to the gym on Saturday. Now Sunday I haven't
Yeah.
gone to the gym. No cold tub. I'll be freaking out. So I
But now
need
you
that
have a
reset.
sauna. You said you go
I
sauna
will go
too.
to sauna, yeah.
Now is that like a fill for that, or is it just like it's
Just
something?
because I do so much cold, I think you need the heat.
You need the heat.
I think you need the yin and the yang. with
For sure.
almost anything.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about your experience at Abs Fitness.
Okay.
So, how has it been so far?
This has been fun.
Your trainer is Alejandro.
Yeah.
You've been here for how long now? It's at
Almost
least
9 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a while. We had 9
Yeah.
weeks. 9 weeks.
We've upgraded our sessions since starting. You look good.
Yeah.
How do you feel? What differences have you seen, felt?
I feel way better for sure. I feel way more flexible.
Okay.
My endurance is the best it's ever been.
Dope.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And yeah, besides the physical appearance, I think just the mental game is way better.
Yeah.
Come in here and he really pushes me to the limit, like every
see it.
day.
Yeah.
I come here 5 days a week.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you can, even if you come here 1 day a week, I've signed up all my friends with these guys, and they love it. They talk about it, how much they love it here.
It's great.
No matter who you get as a trainer, it's great. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a
Oh, yeah.
great
We
We
experience.
appreciate it, man. We're
And
trying to help you guys.
You
know?
guys can have us do things that you would be uncomfortable doing in a regular gym
Yeah.
that are necessary to become super fit and functional and stable. And
Well, your body
100%.
needs
Yeah.
variation, and
Yeah.
the one thing I do feel bad about with even, and I've talked about this with trainers too. It's we do crazy things in here. Like one time I had somebody doing some monster walks with a stability ball between her legs, also holding a title tank. Like no trainer's gonna do that at a gym.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Ollie has people doing stuff with crazy Bosu ball exercises, and even though the clients feel insecure, so do the trainers in the big box gyms, because
Yeah, they
for
do.
some reason
For
this
sure.
gym culture, it's very toxic. It's very oh my god, look what that trainer's doing. Oh my god, they're not going to ask the guys.
It's
oh my God,
toxic.
look at
It's
form.
cutthroat too, where
Yeah, cutthroat.
the other trainers will make fun of you if you're fucking doing some weird ass exercise.
Yeah.
It's really weird. But the whole gym judges you as a trainer, and then they judge your client for signing up with you. So it's this big weird vibe that no one wants, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I wonder why that is.
I think it's herd
It's
mentality.
a club, dude. It's a big open public club that
Yeah.
shitty people, unfortunately,
But
attend
it
sometimes.
happens-
Or maybe they're not shitty people. They're, I don't
Yeah.
think there's any shitty people. I think a lot of people who are shitty just need a mental health.
Well, they have
probably
they have their own issues.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That they take out on other people.
It's like a mob and herd mentality that I think you see on a larger scale, politically, based off of geographical location, based off of many different variables, whether it's socioeconomic. People just get into a herd and mob mentality, and unfortunately, it's not always the best thing. I think what it does is it serves a function in society, which is standardization of what is effective and what is helpful, but also it serves an inhibitory factor as well, because if you look towards any system, any person's greatest strength, you'll also find their weakness, and that weakness is in the standardization, because now all of a sudden you have no room for variation, which is where you find progress. So I think that's kind of the mentality switch.
That, and I think that with female trainers, I can't speak on the male trainer thing. You can. I know you haven't worked in a large big box gym yet, so you've been able to have this really cool experience with a small setting. But as a female, and I found myself now that I don't even go to the gym at all. I only work out here, because we have this now 2,500 square foot gym where we had a 1,200 square foot studio before, so we would want to get out of there.
All
so
my
we'd
current
go and
gains
work
have been
out.
made in this fucking
Right.
2,500
So
square feet.
with that being said, as a female, it's I've noticed that I'm not finding myself, and I hate to say this, but it's just not as vain. I'm not as obsessed with myself. I know that sounds funny, but it's I really did find myself taking a lot of gym selfies and videos in the bathroom mirror, and not that it's not okay to do it now. I still think that it's hey, if you feel good about yourself, you want to post it, right? But I felt I was constantly judging myself just because other people were judging me, right?
Yeah,
It's
I think
now-
fitting in with the crowd. And the same thing with
I was gonna say
talking
herd
shit.
mentality, right? Because all the other girls are doing it now. I feel like I should, and then it's just now it's I feel very confident in what I'm doing, very secure in what I'm doing. I'm now it's more about programming what I want to do and not what I think others want to see me doing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, you definitely have to do it for yourself, I think. I don't advertise. I don't think anyone even knows I own a business, really, on Instagram. All my high school friends, whoever follows me, is I don't post about it.
It's not you don't want to gloat about it. You
I
don't care.
want to tell anybody about it. If they come meet me in person, they'll be wow, Joey's pretty fucking cool. Hopefully,
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that the gym culture here is definitely a lot different than any other gym culture I've ever been a part of.
And I've lived in Texas and
been
Connecticut.
in
Different.
a lot of different gyms, in and out.
Very family.
In and
And I've had
out.
a couple cool gyms that I was a part
Best
of
gym.
that did have a family vibe to it, but there's outsiders there too, you know.
Yeah.
So I think our culture is definitely different than most, and I think that all of our trainers, including Phil, Alejandro, Abby, we all care about our clients.
I was
and
going to
all
say
their
that. I was going to
results.
say, you guys care. Like, that's huge.
Yeah. And I think in a lot of big box gyms, unfortunately, like some of the trainers, all they do care about is money. And maybe they're struggling, they're trying to get by, so they have to get this job to get this money, which is fine. But they're not going to give you the best experience because they're not there for you, they're there for them. And we, I believe, are here for our clients.
I think that we try to attack situations and problems with clients that trainers, when the herd mentality, don't even process is going on. Like, for instance, this is very psychological, and Ollie and I were just talking about this yesterday, about brainstorming new ideas, because we constantly are, whether or not they work. Sometimes they don't work, right? Sometimes with business, like I said, you learn something. I've tried tools. I'm like, all right, well, that worked for a week, but
we had to
it's
get
not
rid of
working.
things. Like, we had a boot camp that we ran, we got rid of it. It wasn't working out.
Yeah.
We ran it for
I
8
tried.
years.
8 years.
8 years, yes.
We ran it consistently enough.
Yep.
And we were like, you know what?
Dude,
It's
we
been long
gave it
enough.
away for free with the enrollment,
We gave
and
it
it still
the
was not
try.
being used.
We had to bring it out back and shoot
Right.
it.
Yeah.
8 years, like, yeah, just, maybe, next time cut that time of holding on to
Oh, for
something.
sure. Listen, we held on to it way too long.
Hey,
That
it's
is,
2 years, 3
this-
years, 4 years. Well, then again,
this is a prime example, people. Don't
You're-
hold on too long.
Well, Mr. B
Right.
said,
Yeah.
same thing is like you're crazy until you're a genius, right? Or you're
Yeah.
crazy until you've made it.
Yeah.
So it's like that's hard to do. It's I don't know. It's
Hard to
For
figure
sure.
out.
Yeah. We wanted to get rid of it. We couldn't fucking make up our mind. We couldn't make a call, and that was our problem.
So now we're kind of
Yeah.
moving into changing people's mindsets, because I
Yeah.
think what we've realized, it's not a problem of, yes, the average American is lazy, right? And we don't get off our couches. We spend a lot of time watching Netflix, a lot of time scrolling, blah, 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 blah. But it goes deeper than that. The laziness and the fact that they can't get off the couch is not because they don't want to. It goes deeper. It's because there's deep-rooted, inner child trauma or trauma that they maybe more recently went through that is stopping them from moving forward, right?
Yeah.
And believing that they can. So I think that's where we're moving into now, in this new age of entrepreneurship, is helping these people find why they can't move forward. And
Yeah, it's not
sometimes they're
because
going to
you
win,
can't
and sometimes
work
they're
out.
going to lose. This is something Ollie and I just talked about yesterday. There are some people that will never fucking leave the maze.
Yeah.
The herd mentality will be too scary for them to leave.
The
Because-
poopy pants mentality. You feel bad for yourself. The
See,
victim
I thought
mentality.
people that work really hard usually have a lot of trauma. So
Yeah.
maybe it's just
Well, sometimes
only
that's a coping mechanism for them. Like
Resiliency.
they overwork to compensate for maybe what they went through in the past.
Like I'm scared to go on vacation
Yeah.
in April
Yeah.
because well,
you got to leave your
4
baby.
days because I just feel like taking off. Like I'm already researching, is there cold tubs there? Like, okay, what gym am I gonna use?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't want to go backwards because I'm so scared to go to that dark place.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I
But
think
it's
that's important.
how long
to,
is the vacation?
4 days.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Relax. 4 days is not a long time, but
I'm
it does seem
stressing
like
about
it.
it, bro.
I
Is this
think
the
that's
first
something that's
vacation you've taken
important.
In
since?
a while, yeah.
For
long time.
since when?
2 years,
Years.
And now you're leaving your baby, basically.
for sure. But I almost.
But you had Jake.
I almost. Well, I'm hiring everyone to. So I shouldn't be a part of it at all.
Okay.
Next month, I will just purely be an idea guy and seeing like how to make the process better for the customer.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a business, you should make it as easy as possible for the customer and focus on the best possible product. If you focus
Yeah.
on those two things, and that's all you focus on, the money will come.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. Like we had a guy the other day. He was telling my dad. He goes, "Who owns this place?" And he's like, "Oh, my son." And he's like, "You gotta tell him that commercial they made is true. All you need is a phone in your finger." And he's like, "That's why I bought this golf cart. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so easy." You know.
Oh, it's
Like,
awesome.
that's
Yeah, you made the experience so easy and so
Yeah.
simple that it's like, why wouldn't I?
exactly.
Why would I go down the street to go get this fucking golf cart from this guy that's gonna oversell me?
That's
when I
not
just
even as good.
click a fucking button
Yeah.
and it's here.
and
And
like-
how long is the shipping usually on that? Like,
Oh.
say if I ordered a non-custom, do you have like standard?
I mean, we're trying to get that down, right? Right
Okay.
now it's up to 5 weeks, but
That's still not that bad, dude.
it's not the worst. Yeah.
I mean, it's not Amazon today, but
No,
goddamn,
Well,
it's a golf
one
cart.
thing
bro.
that he said I think that is important to touch on, even if we don't touch on it long, is the dark place. Because I think that's something
Yeah.
that we can all speak on. So tell me more about this dark place. It's something that you've been in before starting the business, and that's why
Tell us
this is like
about
what
your
you're
dark
scared of.
I think I've had a few dark places. I definitely be open to talk about the last dark place.
Okay.
So I am a father, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I think that teaches you a lot, changes you. I'd say have kids now, guys. You too.
No, I need
Sooner
to have
than
one
later.
soon, but I'm 32
Like,
years old.
yeah.
It's got to happen
While
this
you're
year.
young and you can
Yeah.
actually keep up with them, because
Yeah.
it's a lot of energy. Like I don't understand how my son has so much energy. He's 4, and I'm like, what? He keeps going. But anyway, so I was with his mother. We were in Atlanta. I met her in Atlanta. I lived there when I was doing mortgages,
Okay.
right? No friends there, no family there. So all alone.
Yeah.
Met this girl, got her pregnant.
Yeah.
And that was pretty crazy. So I guess we'll just talk about it. I took her out. So I met her the first night. Was taking her out for a couple weeks. And after a couple weeks, I was like, I've been in a lot of relationships. I'm going to tell her that we should see other people and just make it clear that we're not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend. So I tell her that, and she goes to the bathroom. Little did I know, she went to the bathroom to cry because she told me that she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Which was really crazy, right? So now, like, it's just this whirlwind of emotions. It's like, whoa, I just said we should see other people. You're pregnant. She's going to keep the baby.
The script has flipped.
I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm 22. I'm going to be a dad. My life is over. Oh my God. I was like, so then Gio was born. And that was difficult too, because she wouldn't let me see him really, right?
Okay.
For like the first 6 months. So
which has to be really rough. I mean, you're the dad.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
so the last thing you want.
And
is
that's
to
why I
see your
say
child,
you need a woman again one day, because to be there from the very beginning and be in love, that experience is completely different. When I think about having a blend of him and I, I'm overwhelmed with joy, right? And not that you're not overwhelmed with joy, your son now, but like not having that 6 months you missed, like. That's important to be there.
Yeah,
that skin contact,
And I didn't really love her, like and then I wanted to be there for Gio, so we got together, right? So now I'm together with someone I don't love, for a while, and we're in Atlanta, and I'm just with this person that I don't love, and you know how hard that is to like kiss someone that you don't love and be with someone that you don't love,
which is a big lesson for a lot of people out there that are find themselves stuck in this situation, because it does happen time and time again.
Yeah.
I mean. Things happen.
Luckily,
we know how babies are made, and unfortunately, we do dumb things, and shit happens.
Yeah, it just happens. You gotta roll with the
I
punches.
can't speak on this because I pretty much cut, before Justin, I never lived with anybody. I pretty much cut relationships very quickly. I was very much run away. You cannot commit to me. I was like scared of commitment.
Yeah.
He could, so I'm sure he could speak on like what that feels like, but like I can't imagine. I'm sure that's painful to continue kissing someone now, whether you are never in love or you fell out in love with,
like
which is just
which
is just as not.
And you
They
can't
hate
tell
you.
them, or you want to tell them and you can't, which is I'm sure a lot of people go through.
But for Gio, I was like, I'm doing this to dad. I think it's good to have a mom and a dad. I can't touch on some of the stuff, I don't think. But I'm thinking about it. But either way, we end up moving to Florida, right? Which is great. Jake's here. Friends are here. Convinced my dad to move here.
Nice.
Which is great. And so we get to Florida, and then we split up. And so now I'm a single dad, and I have 50-50 custody, and it's awesome. Being a dad half the time, I recommend it. For anyone who's dad full-time, half the time is way easier. You definitely get your mental sanity the other half the time.
Sounds fun.
And then, between us splitting up, right, she went crazy. She was choking me out. I knew I couldn't retaliate, right? I'm a man. I can't touch her, can't do nothing.
It turned physical on her.
She would throw glass bowls at me, and I would just take it.
Good.
Right? But one day, I wanted to take Gio out of school early because he wasn't feeling good. I was like, I'm going to take him to my mom's house. And she just couldn't let me have that control, and she hated my mom. So she starts screaming, comes up to me, he's choking me, and I'm just standing there, and I left. And as soon as I left, I called a lawyer. I'm like, hey, I'm with a girl, we have a kid, we live together, I need to split up with her.
Yeah.
Like, ASAP. So then, during that time, like, you're still not a dad until the court says, like, you're the dad. Even though, like, he has my last name on the birth certificate, all that doesn't mean shit. So it cost me about $35,000 in lawyer fees over 8 months. During that 8 months, I had to pay for the rent where we were living. I went to go live with my dad in his apartment. So I'm paying $2,500 a month for 8 months for her to live.
Wow.
And her bills. And the lawyer fees, right? Just boom, hitting me. I'm like, holy shit.
That's a lot.
I'm like, what is it? And nothing's happening.
Yeah.
For 8 months.
And to think that you came out of that.
And then my dad also goes broke.
Yeah.
No money. So now I'm paying his rent.
Whoa.
I'm paying his rent, her rent, bleeding money. Bleeding money, right? Doing mortgages, working at a dresser with nowhere to put my feet. I'm like, my body's getting all fucked up. I have no time to do anything but just work. Getting super depressed.
Yeah.
Terrible. I never experienced depression, ever. Now I have no money.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out. I might lose my kid. Like, she's fighting to take him back to Atlanta.
Not good.
And I'm like, I'm not even a dad.
Yeah.
The saving grace was she would let me have him half the time. And she was like, well, you can't. If she's going to let you have him, clearly she's stating that you must be a good person. Otherwise, she would be leaving her son with... She can't say you're bad, basically, at that point.
Can you hit the iPad real quick? Oh, you're good.
Yeah,
Keep talking.
and so anyway, we go to court, and I'm sitting there, and this is the most stressful moment of my life, right? What's the judge gonna say? It's a female judge, so I'm even more scared. Like, you know,
just
females maybe
replay
have
the
their thing together, and so I'm sitting there, and the judge is like interviewing her the first half, which is super scary because whoever has the spotlight for the first half, imagine telling someone your side of the story, and they only hear your side of the story.
Yeah, not good.
They would love you. They'd
Yeah.
believe you. They'd be like, "Oh, Justin, you know."
Yeah, exactly. It's a one-sided story.
It's good
yeah.
that this was a good judge because she was like, "Okay, now that you've had your spotlight, it's Joey's turn. You know, I tell my side of the story." And she looks at Brittany and she goes, "How come you haven't paid any of the rent for the past 8 months?"
Mm-hmm.
And Brittany goes, "Well, he never asked."
Whoa.
And the judge was like, "He never asked."
He shouldn't have to.
and she was like, "You, sir, are one of the best dads I've ever met in my entire
Yeah.
life." And 50-50, ding, 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 staying in Florida. Like, it was so great,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
So
you
now-
did what you had to provide for your kid.
Well, see,
And you
now
thought it
I
was the
understand
best,
you on a
you know?
deeper level. And this is where, like, most women don't understand this. Is
We're
like,
gonna bleep her name out, too.
right. Most women don't understand this. Is like,
I got you.
listen, like, men are more complex than we think. They're not stupid cavemen. They're not the people that are portrayed on TV. Like, we we're just talking about, like, propaganda of dumb, dopey men, right? You know, like, I have been a product of a child that, in my childhood, I did watch my mother be violent with my father. Now, what people didn't see underneath was they were violent to each other. But to see a woman violent with a man and my dad looking at me and then having to choose, like, thank God you ended that so your son didn't have to see that. Because
that would have not been
he
good.
has to deal with now as me as an adult having repressed memories, having to deal with, like, being, like, trauma triggered when I see certain things, you know, like we were watching a show last night and it was a dad being physically violent and punching the mother in front of the child and the baby was screaming and it just, I ended up
the
crying.
whole family
I
was
just
like-
completely bawling my eyes out because
Oh no,
I
and
know
then
what
there
that
was
feels like.
another dad in the show, and the whole fucking family was like running away from him because he was a straight psycho, just angry, like throwing shit around.
And I know what that feels like.
Not
And then
good.
you have the whole other family doesn't know what to do, you know, and it's just like, why nobody set this woman in her place and did not say, who are you to do this to a man?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not okay. Like, and now you're setting this as an example for your son, so now your son's going to see, and whether or not, yes, he wasn't old enough to comprehend, but he inherits those emotions. So now
Yeah.
he's going to inherit her aggression.
He's very happy
Unfortunately.
now, and she's definitely calmed down. But
That's
on
good.
the backside of that is, not only was I paying all those bills, but during that time, rates were going up fast. Like,
Yeah.
insanely fast coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
So now I'm not making any money, and all the bills are still coming out. So I remember being at, like, there was a 2-month stretch of just eating
I mean, that's
frozen
scary,
chicken
dude.
nuggets
Yeah, that's
every
definitely
single
scary.
meal. Imagine frozen chicken nuggets
Nuggies.
every single meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for months. Didn't ask anybody for money.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, I gotta make it through this. I'm like, this is gonna make me a man. Like, something told me, like, this hard time.
Yeah.
I think Joe Rogan, I heard, is hard times make hard men. I'm like, this is gonna be hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Joe's eating ramen
love
noodles
it.
every
That's
night,
dope, dude.
and so
What a
actually,
story.
when I went to go pick up those 2 golf carts, I came back. I needed to rent a U-Haul trailer, and I couldn't. I had to return the one trailer I picked them up with. I had to rent a U-Haul to go deliver them, and I had $0, like negative money, right? And I called my dad, didn't have it.
Yeah.
Jimmy didn't have it.
Fuck.
Mom sent me $20.
Yeah.
And then
So let me ask you this.
Damn.
Why did you never call the police? Why did you never charge her?
So
You should have.
the lawyer asked me that right away.
You
It's
should
just
have
not
charged
in
her.
me as a person.
Yeah, but now she hasn't learned that, and now she's going to continue the violence on
No, I
another
don't.
man.
I hope not. She seems a lot better
The
now.
pattern will always
She
continue.
seems way better. I must give a shout out to my baby mama. She's been great to me and Gio, and he seems really happy. So she did a 180.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
it was
which is
just
good.
me. It was
Hey,
probably
maybe
just
she
me
made
in
a
her
change,
life.
you know?
Maybe stressing her out. Who knows? So.
I would assume, Joey had something to do with it.
I mean, I think you can be too good to a girl sometimes.
Yes.
And that's
It's almost enabling.
Yeah.
Right.
I
You
think you can lose
pedestalize.
yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's important to communicate, and I think men don't know how to communicate too when a woman is like embarrass you, demasculinize you, you know, and we need to hear those things. We need to be checked, you know, like Justin most recently told me I said something that embarrassed him, and when he said it with just such genuineness, not come at her and talk at her, but talk to her
Yeah.
and tell her that.
Makes
it
a
was
difference
like,
how you talk to him.
I was
I'll
like,
tell you that, man.
oh,
Yeah.
I felt
Definitely
so
makes a
bad.
difference.
I was like, and I explained myself. I didn't mean it to sound like that. You know, I said it as a joke. I'm really sorry you felt that way. What's going to make you feel like more of a man? Like, what can I do to make this better?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
more women did that and we understood and allowed men to voice to us what they were upset about, even if it was something that we're doing, right? Like, that's
Yeah.
how you can communicate better and make the relationship better. But
Well, also men have to control the anger.
Yeah.
If you can't
that
control
too.
the anger, you ain't gonna get those answers.
Yeah.
Because if you it's all on how you speak to your wife or your woman.
Oh my
But
God,
also,
yours are
like,
married. That's so
if
cool.
you
Yeah.
understand, like,
What the hell?
It's different when you're
Oh my
married,
God.
that's for
Yeah.
sure. But it is it all you know now. You got a girl.
I mean,
Oh,
from my
I'll-
perspective,
You will learn.
It's like, I mean, I have to make sure that I'm happy enough to be in that headspace to like be reciprocal and be loving and be gentle.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes from, you know, understanding what I also need as a person. And so if I sacrifice my needs to the degree at which I become less of the man that I've always wanted to be, then anger manifests and, you know, things start getting worse and worse.
Right.
So it's like I have to maintain who I am. And through maintaining who I am, I can find, like, I know, like, you know, with the person that I am, I'm very confident that I can find peace, I can find happiness, I can find, you know, wealth, serenity, structure. So, you know, that's something that I find is integral if you want to maintain that masculine energy, or if you want to stay, like, you know, not emasculated, right?
Yeah.
To
Well,
what she
don't
said
submit
about-
yourself.
Exactly.
Be really, you know, remember you're still a person.
'Cause that's not
You know what I mean?
attractive.
Yes, you're supposed to come together and be one unified front, but at the same
You
time.
need to be one unified front meeting another one unified front. Is what I
Right,
believe.
but they can
Two
coexist at the
complete-
same time, right? You
Okay,
can be an
yeah.
individual and
Yeah.
you can be a united front. I think that's where we forget. You know, I think although it's uncomfortable because he hasn't been doing it, I much more appreciate the Justin that tells me the truth, puts me in my place, checks me, than the Justin that would just be like automatic, do what I want.
Dude, definitely
Sorry,
tell the truth.
Sorry.
Don't
like,
fucking lie. Don't dig yourself a hole. Do not lie. It'll only get you in trouble. That's for fucking shit.
And the truth is hard, but, like, I mean, it's as
But
cliche
everybody
as it
needs it.
is.
Everybody needs it.
As cliche as it is, it'll set you free. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, you fucking lie. If you lie at all, like, even if you're just lying to people that
I'm going to give one last perfect example. There was a woman that Justin hurt before me. She knows who she is, if you hear this. And I made him
There you go,
finally,
Justin.
after years of being with him, I said, we had a little date, we'll say that. We had a little date over the weekend. We just sat there and talked for hours, and I finally was like, I gotta tell you something. And he was like, well, I was like, I've been obsessing over this girl for years. Every single day I look at her just to make sure she's okay. Because I just feel so
Unfortunately, I do.
bad that you did this to another human being because she's a woman and I'm a woman. So if you do it to her, you do it to me. And I can't put this to rest, and I can't move forward with you, and I can't have a child with you until you set her free. Because
Yeah.
if you haven't set her free, she's still enraged with the new man she's with now. Whether or not she's going to actually admit it to herself. I said, because if I feel this way, she feels worse. And he did. And when
Yeah.
he did, I was set free.
I own my shit, unfortunately.
And I have not yet checked on her because I felt like, thank God.
But if you
he's done the
always
right
own your
thing.
shit, you never have to own it later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do it. Like, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna suck, but if you find yourself in a fucking hole, like you're not happy in the relationship you are, like, end it. Don't drag it on unless
Don't
you
ever drag it
know
on.
like it's gonna be something for a long term. Because there's no point to drag things on and hurt other people for your own benefit of being
Yeah.
comfortable.
Sure.
And if you
And that
love
was
the
my
person
problem.
and you're feeling yourself be unattractive and it's something you think they can fix, be honest. I've said this over and over to plenty of husband and wives. Do not keep bringing them out to eat if you think they need to lose weight. Even
Yeah,
if that's selfish
100%.
of you. Even
Don't
if you want to
enable.
go out to eat, like
Don't
that's
enable.
cool, right? But if you're not overweight and she is, now you're enabling it, right? Or if you're the sole
Goddamn
provider,
enablers.
right?
I'm
and you
screwed.
keep buying cigarettes and alcohol for somebody you want to quit cigarettes and alcohol, right? Now you're enabling, right? So it's just you got to be so honest with your partner, and if it's something that you don't like, listen, I'm not gonna buy that for you any longer. If you want it for yourself and you choose to have that toxic pattern, you can buy it for yourself.
Yeah, torture yourself.
All right, well, I'm gonna be super honest with all you. This episode is over.
Yes.
We have
That's
to
right.
end it or we'll
Peace.
keep going forever.
That's right.
So we'll see you guys next week, next Sunday. Check in with us on Abs Fitness Filmhouse on YouTube. All the shit's on the screen. We have Facebook, Instagram. And if you want Joey back on the podcast,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
let us know.
Yeah.
And
These
bring
guys
him
are
back.
Joey's website real quick.
Yeah, Joey's website, one more.
5stargolfcarts.com spelled out Five.
Pretty soon,
Boom.
worldwide.
Goodbye.